Hi everyone, so I am officially going to be doing a 24-hour readathon now, just off my own back, to help get myself into reading for my time off work, as I am now off work for 2 weeks. And I thought, what better way than to start my holiday off with a 24-hour readathon. It's not an official readathon, I'm just taking sort of inspiration from Zoe from Read by Zoe's readathons that she's been doing recently for 24 hours, although I am actually planning on getting a bit of sleep. I can't do what she did and just stay up all night. That is crazy. So I've not got an official TBR for this because I don't know what I'm going to read from one minute to the next. I am becoming a massive mood reader. So I'm going to be starting off with The Death of Her by Debbie Howells. I'm currently 43% into that book and I need to get that finished ASAP. So that one will be the priority tonight. If I fancy swapping to an audiobook, then I am currently listening to More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. So that's my other option. And then I will vlog in the morning with what I'm reading then, because then I am open to more options. But yeah, tonight it's just those two. Good morning. It's about 8:30 and I've been awake about half an hour, but I didn't want to read straight away. So I've been listening to my audiobook, More Happy Than Not. I'm now 23% into that, so I'm making really good progress with that. Reading's not quite such good progress. Last night I listened to the audiobook a little bit while I was getting ready for bed. Then I started reading The Death of Her. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Oh my god. And 1 minute I was reading, the next about an hour had passed. I fell asleep reading again, Story of My Life. And so I'm still only at about 48% on that, I think. So I think I managed like 5% before I fell asleep. So now that I'm up this morning, the goal is to just read some of that and I'll see how I get on. I don't really feel like making myself breakfast just yet. So I will update you when I go to make breakfast, I think. So it's now 9:30 and I'm at 61%. I kept almost dozing off during that last chapter, so I think it's time to make some breakfast. That is breakfast finished. I listened to my audiobook for the entire time, so I'm now at 27% and I'm really, really enjoying it. But now it's time to get back to my Kindle book and see how I get on with this and try not to doze off again. I'll probably update you when I start getting sleepy again. That seems to be something that happens regularly, so every time I feel sleepy I'm just going to get up and do something and update you. Well, I just got to 91% in my current Kindle book, whose name I keep forgetting over and over and over and over. Cover will be there. And anyway, I am leaving it there for now because I'm buddy reading it with Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, so I'm going to leave it there and pick it up towards the end of tonight and read it together. It is currently 2 p.m. Excuse the fact that I'm still in a dressing gown, no makeup on, hair not done, etc. I deliberately decided to do this 24 hours of reading on a day where I didn't have to step out the door. So this is going to be me for the entire day. I've decided just to break up the reading a little bit. I'm going to do some colouring while I listen to my audiobook and see how I get on with that. So this is the page I'm going to be working on. This is what it looks like so far. So I've still got a few leaves and some gaps left to fill in. And yeah, I'm just gonna see how much I can get done of this before I sort of feel like jumping into Lord of Shadows. And there is the finished result. I could actually technically go deeper into these cracks and whatnot, but I don't know why I ever started doing that middle bit because it's just such a big job. It's not really my cup of tea. I prefer the more delicate colouring rather than trying to create a background to a colouring page. So yeah, I'm done with that one. I'm getting really into colouring, so I'm going to do a bit more colouring, but I'm not sure what colouring book yet, so I'll be back in a minute. So I was torn between working on my Roald Dahl's Marvellous Colouring Adventure and doing this page, or whether to do one of the beginnings from my Fantastic Beasts still, like maybe just colour that in. Yeah, you probably are realising that I like to colour my colouring books in order. That is exactly what's going on here, but I've decided to go with this one. It's been a while since I've done any colouring in this. I've had it since 2016 and I've done one page. So yeah, I need to give this one some love, I think. And so I'm going to leave it there for now. I think I've made good progress with my colouring book. So I'm going to go back to reading a physical book now and go back to Lord of Shadows. So it's 7:30 and I honestly don't know where the time is going. Like, I'm running out of time. I've read about 100 pages so far. I'm getting through this quite slowly, but at the same time I'm absolutely loving it. All of a sudden it's just like, it's got really crazy and I'm just like so invested in the story. And I'm probably gonna try and read it for most of the night, to be honest, except for finishing my Kindle book buddy read with Aoife later, and also listening to my audiobook while I make some dinner, which is what I'm going to go and do now. Sorry about the lighting, it's getting rather late, so the lighting's not great, but I've just finished The Death of Her by Debbie Howells, and not entirely sure what I think of it. On the one hand, I did predict one of the things that were going to happen, and I can't remember what percentage I sort of clocked on that, maybe 70-ish%. Which for a psychological thriller isn't necessarily great, but at the same time, I actually really enjoyed the story overall. Although it had a few pacing issues for me in places. I found it a bit slow in the middle there. And I think overall I just really enjoyed how much it messed with my mind. It truly messed with my mind. I didn't have a clue who to trust. Right up to the very end, when I thought that there was someone who was an obvious hero, even then I started thinking, actually, I'm not sure I trust you. Like, I didn't know who to trust up till the end. So it was a fantastic read, and I'll probably be giving it 4 stars. Keep your eyes open for a more detailed review coming soon, and it'll probably be featuring in a wrap-up soon too. So keep your eyes open for both of those if you want to know more about my non-spoilery thoughts. So now that I've finished that, I'm going to be moving back to Lord of Shadows, I think. I'm not sure what time I'm going to read that till, just because I don't like reading great big hefty books with like lamp lighting. So I will go back to my Kindle in a bit. Yeah, my next Kindle read is going to be We Are in the Sky by Sarah Crawford. And this is a book that I got to review from her. She is a fellow booktuber, although I'm not sure how active she is these days, and she approached me a couple of weeks ago asking me if I wanted to review a book, and I said yes. So I'm quite excited to start that later on tonight. Whether that will be part of my 24-hour readathon or not, I don't know, but that is definitely next on my Kindle list. I've decided, just because it's a Friday night, it does not mean I can't have a little bit of a nice little drink while I do this reading. So I'm going for a non-alcoholic pina colada. I really know how to live on a Friday night, don't I? But you don't have to drink all the time to have fun. And I'm actually really excited to try this, as I've never had it before. Let's put in a generous serving. Let's give it a try. Just like an alcoholic one.